Project for Awesome is a project of foundation to decrease world suck. Animal warfare is increasingly becoming a subject of concern in Africa, with a number of animal warfare organizations coming together in an attempt to improve the welfare of all animals in the continent. One of the organizations in Africa that is working towards improving the welfare of animals in the continent is Animal Advocacy Africa. So, Animal Advocacy Africa is an organization that seeks to improve the working capabilities of other African animal welfare organizations. Currently, Animal Advocacy Africa is working with 17 organizations in 8 different African countries. So, being a part of the 17 organizations currently supported by Animal Advocacy Africa, would love to share our experiences with working with Animal Advocacy Africa. We've been working with the organization from 2021 till date, so would love to share our experiences on how we've been working with Animal Advocacy Africa. So when it comes to organizational structure setup, Animal Advocacy Africa have been very helpful to us as an organization because they've actually helped us in identifying the gaps that were there in terms of our structure setup. So when it comes to coming up with a communication strategy, they've helped us in having a communication strategy that is very functional. Then they've also helped us in coming up with a fundraising strategy. This was through training sessions that they took us through, as well as coming up with a proper functional engagement and advocacy strategy that has been very useful to us when it comes to how we work with the communities that we work with. Also on having to come up with proper evaluation programs that would be put up after having implemented our programs. Animal Advocacy Africa has also played a very pivotal role in coming up with proper evaluation programs. So one of the most important aspects of fundraising that Animal Advocacy Africa has actually brought to us as an organization is how to write a grant winning application. Because as young organizations, you might find that it's a bit challenging for us to source funding. So one of the things that AAA has actually done for us is to train us on how to write a grant winning application, which has been very helpful to us. They've also managed to recommend relevant funding opportunities to us so that at least we can be able to know if ever there are some open calls for applications. Then they've also managed to connect us with international funders that would be possibly funding organizations on different programs to improve animal welfare. So on communication, we've managed to have our website designed and constantly maintained by a web developer who was recommended to us by Animal Advocacy Africa, as well as our social media platforms be kept live and telling our story to the community as it should be. So also on blog posts, we've also managed to have our blog posts edited and made sure that they are really telling the story they're supposed to through the help that were offered by Animal Advocacy Africa. And one of the most important things that I love about Animal Advocacy Africa is the fact that they've managed to create a platform where different people or different organizations from different countries with different cultures manage to interact with each other in a way that they can manage to learn from one another, as well as to exchange ideas, as well as come up with collaborations on how best we can move forward in trying to make sure that animal welfare is improved in different countries. So this is a platform where different organizations interact with each other in form of webinars, in form of one-on-one meetings. Also, my favorite, we also have some virtual socials where we tend to loosen up a bit and have to come up with games where we interact virtually. And I would say one of these coming years, I hope all the organizations that are being supported by Animal Advocacy Africa would get a chance to come together in person, where they would spend days in trying to come up with better strategies together in how best they can work together in continuously ensuring that animals are also considered as living beings and ensuring that they are protected from all the harm that they come across in their everyday lives.